obviously thanking not just the student section, but our fans. I think that was, I think it was a boost. I know that you get late in the season, especially playing the way we are, playing well, especially after last week and the atmosphere that we had to come back in, and it just wasn't a whole lot of atmosphere. I think we realized how grateful we are. I think those guys in that locker room realized how special it is here and what it is that they're doing. So to have that student section, to have the entire crowd, I mean, that thing was, it was definitely electric. And I think that has some motivation to the way we played, the way we started. I think that's what it comes down to. We played complementary football today. We knew we were going to have to do it. I know the focus a lot of times was on the defense when you play Navy, just because of the uniqueness of the option. But there's a lot of burden on the offense as well. Their ability to move the football, their ability to start fast, their ability to get you out in front, where then you can play a little bit different defensively. And I would say that it kind of came together today. To really see the true complementary football, offense, defense, and special teams thriving off of one another. There's a lot of good things that are growing inside that locker room, and I think it showed today.
Questions?
Do you feel as if the time spent in the off-season going all the way back then to prepare for Navy paid off today?
Yeah, it did. I mean, we did a lot in the off-season. We did a lot in the spring ball. But not a lot. We did some in spring ball. We did it in fall camp as well. I think the different plan, but I also think the realization that it's going to be a lot faster. It's going to hit a lot quicker. What we went through last year, I mean, it wasn't just that we grew because of the type of season we had. We grew because of what we learned from it. And I think last year's game against them was a big eye-opener. There's not many guys in that locker room that have played against them until it was last year. So that, along with the ability to simulate it better than I've ever seen it simulated, with our scout team, with Kyle Bolden being our quarterback, and just the ability to do the things and get a great look at it.
Well, what does the defense have to do particularly well, Luke, to defend that?
It starts with discipline. And if you had one thing that you said you guys did bad last year in this game, I could give you 35, but the number one would be discipline. And to see our guys go out there and be disciplined in what we're doing. Those guys up front might not, I don't even know the stat sheet, their name might not be in the stat sheet. They might have tackled the fullback 35 times and he had the ball once. But the reality is to continue to do those little things, to be disciplined with your eyes, because they can turn in a heartbeat. I think that's where the biggest growth defensively in everything that we've done. The ability to be disciplined, tracking the football. There weren't a whole lot of big runs and big cutbacks where a lot of times you see their big plays happen.
The decision to take a linebacker, take a safety off the field, when did that come about? And
that has to do with the undisciplined. That has to do, or with the discipline. That has to do with the unselfishness of Derek Forrest and some of those guys that are going to be kind of a starting guy that's been a great football player for us this year, be removed off of the starting defense just because of the fact of the way you got to play. To have Jarrell and Malik Clements there on the edges, and Perry would be right inside. So we had to put some guys in some different spots. We originally had Derek as one of the guys in the overhang, but that middle position was so critical for what we were doing. We had to have another guy that we knew we could trust no matter what the situation was.
You seem still a little bit bothered by that game last year on the week. Did this help take the sting out of it a little bit?
When we play them again, it'll come back up. So you can ask those guys. I think I reiterated how many rushing yards they had on Tuesday, and I think maybe I made some things up about the first half of the game. But again, history, like you said, if you study it so that you learn from it. And whether there are some guys out there that weren't there last year. We have some young guys that are playing that weren't there last year. And they had to be able to feel the intensity and the things that we needed to do to come out and perform like this.
Cortis Rodden, another great game in the middle. Can you say that he's the supposed anchor of this defensive line?
I mean, there's 3 seniors up front. I mean, I would, obviously he's a captain. He's been a captain every single week. He's probably made as great a change, and I don't just mean as a football player, but his ability to play hard on a consistent basis as anybody. But I would list him. I would say with Marquise Copeland and Kamani Fitz, the 3 seniors up front that really anchor the defense and set the example of everything we do.
What were you doing over here on the side of the field at the end of the game, standing behind Navy?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Navy's sitting up in the stands and you guys are standing behind them?
No, I was gone.
They were singing their alma mater.
They were singing. We were trying to get ourselves in and off the field. We want to get those guys up there as soon as we possibly can. I mean, this is they gotta enjoy it too, you know. And sometimes when it turns out like that, I mean, good, we all love them. You know, the difference between a locker room last week and a locker room this week is completely different. But you know, we got to make sure we take full advantage of celebrating the things that we do as a family and as a team. So, okay.
All good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.